Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Trader Minute. It's great to have you on board. I'm Carl, and thanks for tuning in today. Looking at the futures here, the market's up about 8 right now, off the highs. Still a strong move for the market, and it's yet to be seen if we're going to set an all-time high. We're pretty darn close. I mean, not that we're measuring or anything like that, but we're just about there. It set an all-day intra high if it didn't hit the high, but a pretty bullish setup here. So looking at the market, and I was looking at this earlier today, and looking at a stock right here, we got a nice buying opportunity, right, where it had a pullback, it was bought back up, now breaking out above prior resistance, right up through here, um, and look over here, and look here, very similar, huh? Big drop, bought back up, continued higher. Are we there? Time will tell, but very, very strong technical signals. So what's got the market in buying mood today? Buying mood. Well, Wells Fargo, J.P. Morgan, they were out yesterday. Solid numbers, strong balance sheets, right? Bank of America today, probably the biggest report out by far of the day, and just backed up everything that J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo said about some of the biggest financials there is. Very strong balance sheet. Their numbers were up big time. They got less liabilities and more profits, basically, almost across the board. Strong, strong, strong. So that sends some very strong signals to the market. You got strong banks. What do you got? Strong market. Typically, how that translates. And the old saying, right? As go the financials, so goes the markets. And if you ever see the market rally and the financials are not in it, most times it's not going to go too far, and vice versa. If you see the market pulling back hard and the financials aren't crashing along with it, it's not usually going to go very far. The financials are kind of the backbone of the economy out there. So let's look over positions. We got Bank of America. Yeah, and it's just been flat, right? It gapped up. Let me show you the chart here. And we looked at this, what, half an hour ago or so. It was flat then. It's still flat. It's gapped up about, it gapped up what 60 cents or so, 60, 80 cents, something like that. And it has gone up, and it just channeled since this morning. Basically, it hit the highs around, this is Mountain Time, 7:30 our time. No, wait, that's not. This would be likely Eastern Time. And then just channeled ever since. Is it bearish? No. No. It's made this big move, right? Oh, jeez, I'm looking at Boeing. Carl, how come no one's yelling at me? I'm sure there are now in the chat. I've got a little bit of a lag here, but I'm sure someone was telling me, hey, Carl, wake up. Uh, it jumped higher here and sold off the highs, but it's not going anywhere. It just flat. And it's been going flat really since about the same time. Uh, just sideways. Are you concerned about this action? No. There's no sellers. Where's the sellers? If the sellers were here, it's going to drop and turn and head lower. It's not there. It's just holding its own up there. Yet, where's the buyers? Really, I think, likely scenario here. This is going to remain flat like this. We'll probably close up around the 40 cents or so. And the options are still up, what, 30+%. I looked at the price of the option lately. But what's likely to happen after a company comes out great earnings and beats pretty much across the board, very strong like that? What follows that usually? Well, the hindsight analysts, right? So we'll see what the analysts have to say about it, but very strong price action here, and we're probably not going to, no, we will not exit this today unless this really starts to sell off here in the next few minutes. That's not likely going to happen. All right, and then, yeah, Richard. And then just got into a trade on FCX. Nice chart. Nice move today. You look at this. And one of the things that we're going to be spending time, well, we spend quite a bit of time, probably a couple hours a day between all our different trainings here in the live trade seat. And one of the things you've noticed is Jeff isn't on as much. Well, guess what he's doing? In the background, he's out looking for trades. He's out there trading. He's looking for setups. If he sees a nice setup, and I mentioned this as that trade came through today, you notice I was talking when the trade came out. And Jeff likes to trade as he sees it. And if he has to stop and wait for it to get off, hey, hurry and get off and this or that, it's going to prolong it a little bit. So you're going to see more and more of this as we move along here. See a nice trade setup. The trade will be made. Everybody will be notified in the chat. You'll be notified through the chat. You're still going to be notified through the other channels as well, through the message center as well as the emails and the text messages. Okay, but and as we get on more and more, you're going to see more and more of this coming from us. Make it a little bit more exciting for you. And I noticed when the trade came out, the chat went dead quiet. And yeah, a lot of people are out making the trades about that time, right? All right, so we got FCX, we got Bank of America. We're gonna let these play out and look for higher highs coming in like that. Some of the other stocks we talked about, right? We just looked at Halliburton, which was one of my top 3 today. Nice bullish setup off of a bottom here. It's had some very strong, both of the trades, both of these stocks that I talked about, the top 3 with Halliburton and Monsanto, have had some strong bottoming volumes. Big volumes come in at the higher the lows here, which is a very bullish signal. And today a breakout here. I'm not worried about the 100-day moving average. Typically, that's not that big of a level. Technically, the 150 is hit and miss. One of the stronger levels, if you're looking at moving averages for support or resistance, is normally the 200 day, and this is traded well above that. Okay, so Halliburton and then Monsanto, the top 3. And Monsanto's sold off. Look at this. Since we got in, since I looked at this, it's sold off here into the close. It'd be something. Let's go look at it. Yeah, this last little push right here in the last maybe 10 minutes as it's selling off. A breakthrough this level right here. I don't think that's any big thing. It's trying to hold that level right now, but watch it. What it does, it just lessens the odds that it's going to make its move in a very short time period. If it sells back off, then it's just showing a little bit of weakness. It's still got a lot of volume. I mean, a lot of volume here back in this support level at 112, and still a higher low. But watch it. If it sells off like that, it just mean that it might not run tonight or tomorrow. It might take a little bit longer for it to run. But overall, it's still, there's nothing major technically showing any big time bearish signals here. The odds have just dropped a little bit. If this does close back down here below the 7, it's just saying it's not ready to run today. Deb, yeah, earnings tomorrow. Goldman Sachs, you got Citi